Segment. This is Kenny Bunnell here, and I'm going to be talking just a few minutes about alfalfa sprout recipes. Now, alfalfa sprouts, if you haven't had them before, you're missing a real treat. They're easy to make, they're extremely tasty, they're sort of sweet, almost nutty flavor that I think you're really going to like. And if you haven't seen them before, which I'm sure you have, if you've been to typical salad buffets, they'll have them. And if they're a good one. But here's a couple of pictures. This is what they look like in their mature form, and typically it takes about 4 days to sprout from a seed to something that looks like this. This is another sort of view of and picture of what alfalfa sprouts look like. Now I just wanted to share one simple recipe, and then I'll talk about how to actually create your own alfalfa sprouts. Alfalfa sprouts, this is one where it's pretty simple actually. You call it a recipe, but it's just combining a few simple ingredients. The alfalfa sprouts themselves, some orange sections, and you could use tangerine as well if you wanted to. One small avocado, peeled and sliced, and then some tangy dressing. Now, all you need to do to create this is you take the sprouts, the oranges, the avocado, cut into some pieces, and mix those together and put the dressing on top. It's really not difficult at all. Now, the kind of dressing that I'm talking about here, you can just get a small bowl or a jar, and you want to take 1/3 cup of oil, and it could be the typical sort of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and pickle relish, and then 1 large clove of garlic. Mince those up and put a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar and salt of each, and then just mix it all together, and makes for a really nice dressing that's healthy and good for you as well. Now, if you want to grow your own alfalfa sprouts, which is really I guess you could say the fundamental ingredient for this recipe, in the following slides I'm just going to go through these quickly, and you can actually go to my site at learnhowtogrowsprouts.com and sign up for my newsletter and get this entire course where I walk through many of the steps for not just sprouting alfalfa sprouts, but any type of sprout. So I would encourage you to pop on over there and sign up for my course if you'd like to learn more. Alright, let me just use this. Once again, alfalfa sprouts. Now, there's lots of different ways to sprout these. You can do it in something as simple as a canning jar, like they're outlining here, and just put some cheesecloth and elastic band, put the alfalfa seeds inside, and rinse these 2-3 times daily. And in about 4 days, 5 at the most, you're going to have a nice harvest of alfalfa sprouts. And they look like this. Look real tasty. So in this particular one, I'm directing you to the quart-sized mason jar. You'll need some alfalfa seeds, some water. You can use a screen or woven material or old pantyhose, or in the case of the prior picture, cheesecloth, and then just a rubber band. That's pretty much it. Those are what you'll need to start doing your first alfalfa sprouts. Now, this is what a sprouting jar looks like, and this is the way that I did it when I first started. I would just find a mason jar like this, or a simple canning jar. Get some cheesecloth and elastic band. You can put the seeds right inside. Kind of handy because you just take the container and you turn it upside down. You rinse it, put water in, turn it upside down, let the water drain out, and then it keeps the jar intact and is perfect. So you want to begin by getting some alfalfa seed, and I will direct you to locations where you can procure those in my course over at learnhowtogrowsprouts.com. So pop on over there and you can learn all about it. But you get a couple of tablespoons of the sprout seed, alfalfa sprout seed. You want to make sure that they're not damaged in any way. And then discard any bad seeds and place the rest into the jar. And then, as I mentioned earlier, you can just get a piece of cheesecloth or an old pair of pantyhose, and you just put that over the top and use an elastic band. So that's how you can secure that. And then you want to pour some water in on top, oftentimes it's good to let these seeds soak in water. It can be fill the mason jar halfway. It does need to be at the very least 1 to 2 inches above the seeds that are placed in the bottom of the jar. And then you just set on the counter overnight, let those seeds soak real well. And then the next morning you just pour the water off. And you turn it upside down, let the water drain out, and then you're set. Now they've been rinsed because they were soaking all night, so now you just let them sit. And you'll want to rinse these probably 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night, let's say. And if they ever feel like they're getting a little bit dry, then you definitely want to hop on that and rinse them with a little bit more frequently if that becomes necessary. Now you can put these on the counter. They don't need to be in direct sunlight. In fact, it's recommended that they not be in direct sunlight. And then you can roll the container around to distribute the seeds all around the outside and let it remain on its side. Yep, they can just sit that way. And though, as I mentioned earlier, they grow best in slightly warmer temperatures. So you can put them somewhere in your kitchen or someplace, not right by the window if it's super cold outside. And then you want to rinse these multiple times a day, twice if the temperatures are warmer, but I would say I do it 3 times a day, and that's about perfect. And you do want, it says it is an important step because if there's any diseased organism, toxins, or anything, you want to rinse those away. And like 4 to 5 days, continue this process, rinsing them 2 to 3 times every day. And you want the little, the tail on the sprout to grow 1 to 2 inches in length. Just be a little white tail. And then it's ready to be harvested. Shake away any excess water. And once you're ready to prepare these to eat, you can just take the sprouts out of the tray or out of the jar and put them on a tray or a plate, and just let them dry out for 15 minutes or so. And it's good to put that in direct sunlight at that point because that allows the leaves to absorb some chlorophyll, which is healthy. Makes them a little bit greener, and these, of course, are important enzymes to be activated. You want to be able to take the advantage of those. And now you're ready to use the sprouts. You can pretty much immediately create the salad, get some orange halves, a little avocado, get yourself some oil, and mix it with some relish, a little sugar and salt. Mix that all together and put on that tangy dressing, and you're set to go. Now, this is what they look like, and they're real tasty. And you can do, depending on how many of these you eat. I love them on a sandwich too. So you can make a fair number of these. Anywhere where you could have lettuce, you can have alfalfa sprouts. And so, if you want to get a couple of jars going on a rotation, so that you always have fresh alfalfa sprouts available, hey, more power to you. That's the way I do it. All right. Once again, if you want to learn more about this and see some other videos and tips and tricks and things to help you out, go over to learnhowtogrowsprouts.com and sign up for my free course, and you'll learn more about it. So thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it very much, and I look forward to getting to know you better. Thanks.